Most engineers think getting work done is like a game of Crossy Road, Frogger if you're older. How many distractions can you dodge in a day? But it's not. What you actually need is a simple step-by-step system. It turns your day into a productive equivalent of a flyover. So in this deep dive, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that step by step, all without the need of complex apps. You're probably thinking, will this work for me? Well, what I'm about to tell you, I've refined over the past 10 years. But using it, I now log off feeling accomplished, productive, and believe it or not, actually enjoying the work. Imagine your day is like a taxi service picking up drunken late night revelers and randomly dropping them off to stagger home. But think of this system as a train timetable. It reliably moves hundreds of passengers, your completed tasks, to their destination on schedule. So the payoff here is a clearer mind, a more efficient workflow, and the simple enjoyment of a day that was genuinely productive. Let's break down the 5 stages of the system right now. I call it system focused. First, define your outputs. What do you actually need to achieve? Second, map your inputs. Things like emails, slacks, and interruptions. Third, build a prototype. Set your initial parameters, your focus duration, and your best time of day. Fourth, create a feedback loop. Analyze what's working and what isn't. And finally, scale and optimize. This is where you define the system and start to leave your colleagues in the dust. Okay, more detail. Stage 1 is where you define your output with precision. Vague goals like I want to be more productive or why you never feel like you make progress. Take a lesson from the great writers. Ian Fleming targeted 2,000 words a day. Hemingway worked from 6 a.m. until noon. They didn't just want to write, they built a measurable system. And you need to do that. So get specific. Don't just say, do some work. Say, I will complete 2 90-minute deep work sessions today. And crucially, you must also schedule the shallow work. Block out time for emails, Slack, and admin. That act of assigning specific tasks to specific times is the foundation of your system. So let's go on to stage 2. Now that you know your destination, we need to deal with what's stopping you. Stage 2 is about defining your inputs, the interruptions and energy drains that sabotage your focus. About 15 years ago, I was juggling 3 roles: team leader, project manager, and lead engineer. And I failed to deliver 2 critical reports on time. The meeting was a disaster. I left work that day completely humiliated. And what really stung was my boss's comment, "You need to organise yourself better." That was a turning point. I had to find out what was eating my time. And the answer was easily clear. My biggest time killer was emails. So in this stage, we audit everything that derails you. That means tracking all interruptions, like constant emails and Slack, colleagues stopping by for a chat, but also foundational things like your sleep quality and energy levels. Think of your day as the Dakar Rally. You need to cross harsh, unpredictable terrain and reach the end efficiently without breaking down. Stage 3 is where we build a prototype of that vehicle. This is your first minimal system to see if you can survive the day without losing a wheel. The first step is armor plating your prototype against biggest time killers. Look, back in the 2000s, mid-2000s, I was getting over 200 emails a day, a notification every 2 or 3 minutes. My solution was radical. I killed notifications and only checked emails 3 times a day. My prototype schedule was 30 minutes for emails first thing, before lunch, and at the end of the day. Did some emails get ignored? Sure, but I never lost any sleep over it because I was finally getting some real work done. Your armor might be turning off Slack using headphones or finding a quiet space. The goal is to create protected zones of focus. Then, we fuel it with your first time blocks. Remember, you still need to handle shallow work like pull requests, so schedule a short block, maybe 25 minutes for that. Then for your deep work, be realistic. If you want 3 hours of focus, don't try to do it all at once. It's impossible. This is where your body's natural ultradian rhythms comes in. Working 90-minute sprints similar to a sleep cycle. That's how you build a sustainable engine. In the Dakar Rally, the driver has a support team. He or she reports problems to the support team, wrong tyres, engine trouble, so the team can make adjustments overnight to ensure the success the next day. In System Focus, you are your own support team. Afraid so. And stage 4 is where you create that feedback loop. This is your control panel. You're not tracking mistakes, you're identifying design flaws in your system. Let me give you an example. When I first set up my system, I used the Pomodoro technique. But I hit a flaw. Just as I was entering a state of flow, the timer would go off and shatter my concentration. Look, the system wasn't broken, I was using the wrong component, so I changed it. This is an iterative process. If colleagues interrupt your focus block, that's a design flaw. The fix proactively signal you're unavailable. I used to put up a sign, "Do not disturb, important bid work carried out." And even my bosses respected it. The key is to track these changes like version control for your productivity. Nobody can design your perfect system. Only you can collect this data and iterate. Okay, now we got our vehicle running reliably, it handles the rough terrain, and the tyres last. Stage 5 is about high performance tuning. We're not building a bigger system, we're engineering a smarter one. This is where you shift from daily survival to weekly mastery. You start planning your week, not just your day. You fine-tune your energy with strategic breaks, using short pauses to let your brain consolidate learning. And you start integrating automation. You offload repetitive tasks like sorting notifications or scheduling emails, so your mental fuel is reserved for the complex engineering problems. This stage only begins once your core routine is steady, and I have a dedicated video on automation if you want to explore it further. So, remember, stop playing Crossy Road. Engineer your flyover. 1. Define your output. 2. Map your inputs. 3. Prototype your schedule. 4. Iterate with data. And 5. Scale it smartly. If you want to take system focus to the next level by automating the shallow work, I break down my favorite tools right here in this video.